Hey guys, how's it going? So this here today is my review of The Acolyte episodes 1 and 2. This is the new Star Wars series that has come out. So before I get into it, I want to get my biases out of the way because everything I've seen and heard about this show has given me like no excitement whatsoever for the show. It's looked trash to me from all the promotional material and all that. My expectations have been extremely low. It just looked terrible on all fronts and I had no interest whatsoever. But I try my best still when I watch these shows to go in with like an open mind of sorts as much as I can, without trying to remove as many of my biases as possible. So with that said, let's discuss it. So with my expectations extremely low, I can say that these first two episodes at least were okay. I mean, there was stuff going on in it. What I will give it credit for is that one of the issues I've had with so many of the Star Wars, the Disney Plus shows, is that they feel like nothing happens. Like episodes will just go on and on and on, and nothing will happen until eventually the final episode. Well, at least they've created some kind of intrigue with this one. So the basic premise is you have this main character, Osha, a young girl who has been accused of a crime, of killing a Jedi at the beginning, and basically the Jedi are out to find her, and turns out, spoilers here, that it's actually her twin sister who committed the crime. Her twin is kind of being trained by a Sith of sorts, essentially, and she's out to kill a bunch of Jedi who she feels responsible for bad things that happen in her life, essentially. And so this leads them around the galaxy trying to track down this twin sister and you have a whole cast of Jedi involved in that too, who are trying to track her down and bring her in and all this stuff. That's the main premise so far. This is as much as we know with these first two episodes. We know very little about the main bad Sith guy who is training the twin sister May. We've only saw one little scene of him giving a few words, but that's about it. Look, it's not good. I'm going to say this up front. It's not a good show, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be, at least so far. And I guess the most thing I kind of accuse it of is being just kind of boring for the most part. I mean, some of the action is okay. It's nothing great, but there's just an overall feel or vibe about this show that already that I can feel it. It feels out of place. Something about either the colors or the cinematography, or even just like the gowns that they're wearing, the robes, the look and aesthetic of the whole thing just feels kind of off. It feels kind of sterile and like just not quite like doesn't feel lived in like the Star Wars universe typically does feel. But this has been a problem, I should say, with most of the Star Wars Disney Plus series. They don't feel like lived in universes. They feel like new, like they're all wearing new clothes and living in new places. And it doesn't have that grit and that feel that the original Star Wars films had. So look, what can I say that there's any potential with this show? Sure. Based on these first two episodes, they can definitely spin a great story out of this, or a decent one. I don't expect them to, but again, that's my biases coming into play here, where I've just been so let down by Star Wars over the last few years that I'm basically apathetical to anything that they release. I just have no trust in them whatsoever anymore. But look, I'll give credit where it's due. There is a shred of intrigue here with this show. These first two episodes was just more than I can say for the previous Star Wars series. So I'll give it that credit. I liked Lee Jung-jae, the actor who's from Squid Game. It's funny that he learned English for this role, and you can kind of tell that, but at the same time, he still kind of has a gravitas about him, which is cool. Like that, even though he can't speak English very well, you can see that he's kind of almost learning his lines as he speaks them, but he still has a bit of a gravitas to his role. And I like that, and you want that in like a Jedi Master. And the main character actress, she's fine. She's playing two roles, playing a villain and a good character. So she's fine. I don't have any major problems with her. I could go into big detail about all the amount of diversity in this show that's going on, the forced diversity, I should say, and all that stuff. But I'll save that for my Was at Work eventually when I cover this whole series. But look, so far, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not good either. That's my overall thoughts. So yeah, The Acolyte episodes 1 and 2, meh at best. That's what I'd call it, is meh. So yeah, that's my review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of the first two episodes? I'd love to hear them all. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.